YouTube? It is your boy Trev. So today we are going to continue our little chat about GEM, GEM Digital, and the $50 million venture capital deal with Luffy token. So there's been some question today. It's really hasn't been the happy, joyous time I think that we were expecting, or maybe even that the Luffy crew was expecting, with this deal. There have been some questions, and valid questions. Any questions to me are valid. When you're investing money, you should be able to ask questions. You should be able to get answers. But some of the questions basically revolve around GEM Digital itself. What you're looking at right here is the website. This is the whole website. This is it. There are 3 links down at the bottom. One of them leads you to the parent company, Global Emerging Markets, GEM itself. One of them in the middle it says portfolio. Now, when you click on this one, it tells you that if you want to view the portfolio, you have to fill out this form with your name and your email address and submit it. I did that very early yesterday. I still haven't received any kind of access to view anything within this window. And then the last one is current job openings. Now, GEM Digital, this wing of the subsidiary of Global Emerging Markets, is in the Bahamas. There is also a section of the company that is in Paris, and the main company is in New York. So I called this morning. I found a phone number for the Bahama office on the main website, and I called starting this morning. Now, Nassau, Bahamas is in the same time zone that I'm in. So I started calling probably somewhere around 7:30 this morning. The last time I called was probably about 15-20 minutes ago. I've been calling every hour or two all day long. I keep getting a message that says the Google Fi subscriber that you're trying to reach is not available. I don't know what Google Fi is. Maybe it's all that they can get down in the Bahamas as far as a service. I don't know. But and maybe I don't know why no one has answered the phone. I'm not speculating or making any accusations. I'm just saying today no one has been around to answer the phone. Now, it looks like if you look at the main website, and I'll go to it in a minute, but it looks like on the main website that there are 2 official employees at this particular office, and there are 2 employees in the Paris office. I got to imagine there's more than 2 employees, but for some reason, these are the 2 that they wanted to list. However, if you go to job openings, and this website isn't overly impressive. Like I said, it's just this page. And it looks like something that really a high schooler could design. It is not befitting the Global Emerging Markets $3.4 billion company that this represents. I'm assuming, and I hate assuming, I hate making assumptions, and I hate taking guesses, but I have no choice because I've reached out for someone to come on and chat with me, but no one was available. And Benji is usually pretty good about getting back, but Benji's on vacation. He's on holiday. So, that is what it is. I mean, I don't expect him to, get involved with this stuff. That's not what a holiday is all about. I'm hoping that when he gets back, even though he's the one who said that even while he was on holiday, if he could find time, that he would get in touch with me and maybe we'll do something, but maybe he hasn't been able to find the time. That's fine. I'm hoping when he gets back that that's going to change and we can chit chat. But as it stands right now, I've got to try to figure this out myself, as many of you have done, as I've seen in the Telegram chat. A lot of you have already found this site. So anyway, this might be very new, because the job openings, if you go to job openings and you look at some of the jobs that are listed, digital asset researcher, and you can read the description of what it is that they're looking for, but it's a pretty substantial job. There are a couple of internship and assistant positions that are available. Head of global IT sounds like a major job, and something that hopefully they get filled quickly. Sounds like something that maybe should have been filled already. DevOps engineer, another major job. Okay, so these are the positions that are open in this particular wing. They're staffing it. Okay, but here's the thing about that. It sounds really bad and it sounds negative, but it's not necessarily. Okay, I'll be honest with you. I knew about this company a little while ago. Okay, when I looked into it and when I chatted with some people about it, what I heard was that they're not really invested in a lot of cryptocurrency. They're just starting to do this. And if you go online and you're, kind of savvy with Google, you can find a couple different websites that will list for you who exactly they've actually invested in so far. And there's only like maybe, other than Luffy token, there's only like maybe 4 or 5. And most of them are pretty recent. So I'm assuming that this is all very new. They're getting it staffed. They're getting it together. But the main company is what I guess at this point we should really be concerning ourselves with. Okay? And the other link on this page takes you directly to that. So let's go there. Global emerging markets. Now this, as I've scrolled through it, is a much more impressive website. You can tell that it was very well thought out, very well laid out. You can find everything that you want to find. And you can tell from the information on here that GEM is one hell of a company. They are absolutely invested in, just a variety of stuff all over the place. Okay. And what it is now think about it, global emerging markets. Okay. Well, can you say that cryptocurrency is emerging? No, it's been around for a long time. But as far as its popularity, usage for cryptocurrency, the way that it's being adopted around the world as a legitimate option, I guess, for financing, or for finances, you could say that over the last couple of years, it really has emerged from what it was. Okay, so it makes sense that a company like this would want to get involved now in cryptocurrency, and I guess that's what Gem Digital is all about. Now, I wasn't able to reach anyone down in the Bahamas, but I was able. I called the New York office and I spoke with a woman who was able to verify for me that that is absolutely part of the company. Okay, and yes, they are in the Bahamas. I told her that I had already sent an email. Okay, and she asked me for the email address that I emailed and for my email address, and she assured me that, and I gave her that information. She assured me that she was going to find it and get my email to the proper person that could answer the questions that I was asking in the email. And basically I was just asking for confirmation or some more information on Gem Digital. And if possible, I wanted to talk about the Luffy deal. Okay, so she's supposed to be getting that to the right people. I've waited all day. I haven't received a response yet, but listen, it's not even been a full 24 hours. Okay, so I'm going to give it some time. I'll give it another day or two and see if I get a response from someone. If I don't get a response, then that's going to warrant another phone call and then probably another phone call and another phone call, because the community has a lot of questions about this. And the community who is investing their hard-earned money deserves answers. I brought this up to Peter. If you don't know who Peter is and you're watching this, Peter is the CEO of Luffy Token. I brought it up to him that there were some questions that I was getting from DM and such about who is this GM Digital and why weren't they making any kind of announcement about this deal, which is one of the things we found out for the first time today, that they weren't going to be making an official announcement or press release or anything. Previous to today, we've been told differently. There are those who want to not acknowledge that, but it is the fact. I myself personally have been told that Gem Digital was going to make or that Gem was going to make an announcement. The VC was going to make an announcement, and they wanted to do it a specific way. And so we were all expecting that, and then we found out today that they're not going to do it. So people have questions, okay? They're legitimate and valid questions because they are investing their money, okay? So I'm attempting to get some answers to those questions. But when I brought it up to Peter today, Peter's response to me, I really liked and I really appreciated. And what I've tried to do this whole day, especially reading the chat in the Telegram room, is be conscious of everyone's perspective on both sides. And if you've watched any of my videos, you know that I'm real big on perspective and understanding everyone's perspective. So Peter told me that anyone who required that there wouldn't be an announcement from these guys, basically they're giving them the money and they're going to get to work with it, okay, which is okay, motivational. But if anyone is interested in getting more information about Gem or about the deal, that they should email Gem. Well, that made me feel a lot better because let's be logical. Why would the guy tell me to email Gem or suggest anybody email Gem if what was going on wasn't legitimate, there wasn't an actual deal, they weren't actually getting the money? Because this is some of the things that are being said out there, not only in the TG room, but out there in on the internet, okay? Somebody was saying that on the CDC chat that people were talking about this is a scam, there is no deal. On Twitter, it's been said. I don't know what that's about. It seems like no matter what coin or what token I kind of look at, there's always that section of people who are the doubters and the haters and the naysayers and the fudders, okay? Who just throw things out there just for the reaction. They have no reason to say it. They have no anything to back it up with, all right? And there's plenty of it out there. I'm off on a tangent, and maybe even losing my place a little bit, and I'm sorry about that. But there's so much of that out there that I just really want to get down to getting some actual answers from Gem. Oh, and I remember what I was saying about Peter, right? So Peter he's got to be sick of hearing that by now. All the work that the guy has put in and that the crew and the team has put in for the appreciation to be called scammers and liars, that's gonna dampen your spirits a little bit, okay? So he suggested that, we email GEM. And if it was true that it was a scam and there was no deal, wouldn't emailing GEM reveal that? So why would the guy say to do that, okay? Common sense tells you that he's telling you to do that because he knows the answer you're going to get is going to confirm what he's been telling you, all right? Why all of a sudden are they not making an announcement? Well, is it all of a sudden? And here's me speculating again. Again, I have no choice because I have no one at this point to clarify this. But if I were to speculate, I can tell you from the limited experience that I do have in knowledge of venture capitalists, they are notoriously behind the scenes. I don't know if it is common for a venture capitalist to make some sort of press release every time they invest in a company. Um, in fact, I would guess not, because a lot of times they're doing deals. They could be, they could be three, four, five a week companies that they're investing in. What are they going to do? Have a whole department just to make a press release about everyone? They leave that up to the company themselves to release it and to say, this is what we're doing. And then here's is the website. You can come and check us out if you want. Hopefully they are available for questions if people have questions, but maybe they just don't do that, okay? But why did the Luffy crew, many of the Luffy crew, say once the VC announces, or we're waiting for the VC to announce? I don't know. I don't have the answer to that question. If I were to speculate, I would speculate that maybe that's what they thought was going to happen. Maybe there was a miscommunication. Maybe there was a misunderstanding. Not everyone who works for all these companies speaks the same language. There are language barriers. Sometimes even if both of you speak English, there's still that language barrier where you might say, like I might say something to Peter or to anyone else whose English is not their first language. And they might hear the words and understand the words, but they don't get necessarily the meaning. So there's that language barrier. Something might have been said that led them to believe that these guys were going to be releasing their own press statement, okay? That's nothing to crucify them about if they got that wrong, all right? It is what it is. What's really going to matter is the deposit going to hit? Are these deposits going to be consistent? Okay, we got $50 million over 2 years. In my estimation, that's an average of a little over $2 million every month. Okay, that doesn't mean that's how much they're going to take, but that's what they could take. Okay, so are we going to see these consecutive deposits every single month? Are these guys going to get back to me in an email? Am I going to be able to talk to somebody? Are we going to verify this? All this stuff is still up in the air. And I would say hold your horses. Stay positive. I don't get the feeling that, like I said, Peter would tell me or anybody to go that route if he knew it wasn't going to lead to any good answers. So that alone tells me that, I think that there's really no problem here. Probably a bunch of misunderstanding, okay? So I'm waiting for some clarification. I'm working for you guys. I'm trying to get some actual real answers. I'm trying to get a hold of somebody. Tell you what, if I could get someone from GEM who would be willing to come on, I don't care if it's video or audio or whatever, and just do a quick little 5-10 minute, chat, that would be awesome. That's something I'm going to try for. I haven't spoken to anybody yet, so I can't promise that. But I'm working to try to bring this stuff to you, and I would imagine some of you are out there doing your DD too, because I know that this community is intelligent. Anyway, that's where we are right now. So the last thing that I want to talk about is to bring it back to what I was saying about understanding each other's perspective. Today there was just a lot of tension because I don't think both sides were really putting any effort into understanding the other's perspective. So from the side of the investor in the community, okay, understanding the perspective of the team. The team has done a lot in a year, okay? They just had the birthday, with just over a year old. They've accomplished quite a bit. And I'm going to assume that they've worked their asses off to do it. They do it for everything that they say they do it for. They do it for the anime community, the artist community. They do it for the investors. They do it for you. They've brought on, they've gotten listed on, a bunch of exchanges. They've brought on partners. They've worked out this $50 million deal. They've released the NFTs. All of phase 1 was done on time. We're working on phase 2. Seems like some of that might take a little longer, but you got to take into account where the economy is and COVID and all those things, okay? Cut a little slack. but all this stuff is still being worked on, and they're doing it for you. And what we're giving them back is negativity and accusations and, just some bad stuff, okay? So I got to think that from their perspective, if I try to put myself in their shoes, I would feel pretty damn unappreciated. And that might lead me to maybe feel a little sour and maybe even get a little snappy with people who are going to ask me questions. I might be a little perturbed, okay? That's their perspective. We got to see it from their perspective. As much as they, and I'm talking to you, Luffy team, need to see it also from the investor's perspective as far as these questions that are being answered. Well, again, we were told that these guys were going to make an announcement, and it's not until today that we found out they weren't going to make an announcement. When we go to that website, it's not really that impressive, okay? There's nothing on any of these websites that has actually listed the deal, okay? Bloomberg and Yahoo and all those places that picked it up, they didn't do their own report on it. What they did was they released the press release that was written by Terry and maybe Peter. Everybody has that same release. Nobody's done their own news. They haven't covered it themselves yet, okay? Something else that Peter said that also made a lot of sense to me is that they wouldn't even release that. They wouldn't even post that if they weren't confident of the contract between Luffy and Gem, okay? Because I'm not a journalist. I don't know how that works. But yeah, I mean, it seems reasonable to me that if they're going to post something on their website and release it to the world, that they don't want to post something that could be a scam or could be garbage. It's going to reflect bad on them, right? So my gut feeling and opinion is that we're okay. Everything is as it was. Things got a little screwy today, but the answers are coming. And be patient. Let the answers come. Let everything unfold. And if it unfolds in a negative way, I will let you know immediately. Immediately. I have no compunction about doing that. I don't, listen, I love talking to Benji. Peter seems to be a great guy and all that, but I have no affiliation with these guys. I have no attachment to them. They don't pay me, nothing, okay? I didn't ask for it. They haven't offered. So if there's anything hinky going on here, I will let you know. You will know about it as soon as I know about it. I don't think that that's ever going to happen. I don't get that feeling or that vibe or the conversations that I've had. Any little doubt that I may have had was kind of put to rest with that quick little conversation with Peter. And I appreciate that, okay? So, this isn't financial advice. I'm not telling you what to do with your money. I'm not telling you to buy. I'm not telling you to sell. I'm not telling you to hold. I'm not telling you to do anything. I'm just telling you that I'm trying to find some information to clarify some things. You guys are quite capable of doing everything I'm doing. You go ahead and do it for yourself, okay? It's your money. You be positive with what you're doing. But please, let's everybody on both sides understand each other's perspectives and why we are asking the questions or why we are getting the answers that we're getting, and understand we're still part of the team. Go Luffy. I still want this to retire me, okay? I'm still in, and if that changes, you'll be the first to know. Talk to you soon. Ciao.